exactly.
We'll see. Nothing really makes sense
There
because
there was
the
this one
mask is
mask
made out of
though
vinyl
that I got.
and they don't
Remember,
rot.
I got it on eBay. It was $600. The guy said it was a genuine Gen 1 mask. Now there's no tag in here, but I don't think I got scammed. What do you think? Hand cut?
So
Ballsy.
so that's stuff that really happens. Lucas is obviously kidding, but that does really happen, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
No, that's the China bootleg mask there.
Hey everyone, and welcome. We're talking about another slasher franchise, and we're going to be talking about no, we're not talking about the Grinch movie or the what is it called? The mean one or You're a Mean
Oh
One?
yeah, the mean one. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
they couldn't really call it You're a Mean One, but anyway, we're talking about what I was hoping, yes, would be more of a teaser trailer, but the Scream 6 teaser
I
trailer.
mean, it was the quintessential teaser trailer.
Oh, yes. I really thought we were
And I
going to
had
have
really,
at least like 10 minutes worth of discussion to talk about it before I saw the trailer because that's all we do is talk about things. But like
yeah.
I told Brandon like
Well,
I recorded a reaction. I'm like, "Oh, this is going to be cool." So it'll be like, I'll post it. There was nothing to show because I didn't react to
and it was
anything.
blue balls.
Yes, I called it cinematic
Um,
blue balls as I got from Red
yeah,
Letter Media, but anyway,
it really was the very definition of what a teaser trailer is, which is showing pretty much nothing. Just we have become so used to teaser trailers being full on 2.5 minute trailers these days, and they decided to go the old school route, which is fine. It just, a little bit disappointing, especially with the movie only 3 months away.
hmm
And I don't really have anything to say about it. I think it's interesting, seeing a little bit how they're utilizing the New York, you know, backdrop, I
setting.
guess, setting, and then that's really it. Some people have theorized that maybe there's like more than one ghost face killing together, so excuse me. So, you know how on the subway you do see more than one, and you might assume that most of them are just in Halloween costumes because it's obviously Halloween.
hmm
Um, but then there's only one real one, right? That's how they make it seem. But, it's possible that there's like a group of them or like a cult of them. Dave McRae has been talking about that a little bit, theorizing about it, but so I figure I throw that in there because that's the only way to like really change up the formula. I'm not saying that I like that at all. I'm very
Okay.
much of the school of thought of like Halloween movies where it's like David Gordon Green might think that the whole formula is played out. I disagree. The fans like what they like, and when it comes to Scream, the fans like what they like. So I don't care, to have roughly the same formula over and over again, personally.
Exactly. So I think that the images that have been released, there's like three or four of them. I think the images are more telling than the
Yep,
teaser trailer itself. So I guess we'll discuss that for just a little bit then. So the newest
sure.
image is the still of the zombie style ghost face mask,
Hmm.
which everybody on YouTube, it's that it's Stu or somebody related to Stu or Stu's child. Okay, just because there was some relation to Billy in Scream 5, how fucking played out would it be to do Stu in the next movie? I think that's fucking stupid. Stupid?
It'd be really played out. And Kevin Williamson chimed in and said that Stu is dead, like unequivocally dead.
Very good.
Not that that means that it can't be a family member, but we already had Stu's nephew in the last movie, so you know, stupid. But I think the bigger thing here is that people are theorizing, like there's been nothing, concrete or, official about this, but people have been theorizing like, oh, this is the mask from the first movie. And it might just be coming from people that don't know what they're talking about. It probably is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because anybody out there who's a fan of the mask would know that that is a general EU mask, same kind of mask style that you have there, right? And this is like the one thing I can contribute is visual aid. This is the style of mask that would have been Billy and Stu. This is a Gen 1 mask. Completely different. You don't really feel how different it is until you're actually holding one, and
Mm-hmm.
they're hard, they're small, and they're just very, very different in so many ways. Um, Look at the nose, and then the biggest thing here is this line right here. Like there's a line, it's
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the best at explaining this kind of stuff, but there is, let's see here. I don't want to take it out of the plastic bag and then have to deal with putting it back in.
That's fine.
I'm so confused what way is which. Okay. So there is a straight line right here that lines up basically with the middle of the mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that with any other style of mask except for a Gen 2. Like a Gen 2 has that line. When it comes to the EU masks, both eyes are they're sculpted almost just like each other. Yeah, so good example. Compared that, which is an EU mask, which is the same style that is the rotting version in
Mm-hmm.
the new movie, and compare it to this, and you'll see there's really no comparison at all.
There is
I
not.
mean, like they're both ghost face masks, but this is just a smaller mask in general, as well as all the other stuff. I mean, these had hand cut eyes on them. They were hand painted. It's just a completely different style of mask. Um, and my point is that there's just no way that that is like Billy and Stu's mask. Um, Somebody chimed into the conversation and said, maybe it's a Scream 4 mask, and that makes a lot more sense because that's the
Mm-hmm.
same style of mask, and that is, it lines up with Kirby being back, honestly, you know. But again, the EU style, the Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream style, where, it's a completely different sculpt. It might sound like it's crazy. Like if you don't know the different variations, you're like this gets even crazier than like Michael Myers masks, where you're like, what are you talking about? You you just don't understand. And I did not fully understand until I held a Gen 1 in my hands for the first time. And you just see like there's a massive quality difference. It's just
So
they're
basically,
small,
if
like I
you're a
said,
mega
small,
fan and you
hard.
have that's it. The layman and average moviegoer will never notice or never care.
I don't know. I don't know. I know that the directors, at least until this point, they cared. So I don't know what's going on there. So I assume that it's not what people are saying it is. And by people, I mean you. You're the first person I heard it from. And then like one or two people on Facebook, I saw people mention that it might be the Billy Stew mask. But other than that, I
Oh,
haven't heard it from
not that I
anywhere.
ever thought it was that's what it was. That's just what people were saying online when the picture
Mm,
had surfaced. So I mean,
And
this is
again,
all we
I said
know.
this before, but vinyl, which these masks are made out of, yes, the same material that records are made out of, uh, they don't rot. It doesn't rot. It's not like latex. Latex is organic material that rots eventually. Vinyl doesn't rot. So these masks would never, ever, ever look like that, cracking, rotting zombie mask thing that they got going on there. Never. It might yellow, it might turn pink, it might turn blue, um but that's it. It's not gonna rot. I'm just saying.
That's in real life.
Correct.
The movies are a different thing. So I guess the last thing I wanted to say about it, and then because like the trailer itself, there's really nothing else to say. They're on the subway. There's the new group of people. They see Ghostface. He comes after him. It cuts. You see the setting. I mean, that's really it. If you saw it, there's nothing else to say. However, again, oh, so you took it out, eh? But the
I figured I would.
that does look a
When
lot
else am
smaller.
I ever gonna? Oh, it's tiny. When else am I ever going to show this mask on camera? So I figured may as well just do it. And of course, it's the t-shirt material. This is
Mm.
cotton shroud.
You don't wear that on
Um,
Halloween, do you?
Hell no, I don't wear this thing, period.
Very
Um,
good.
you
Just
can't
making
really use
sure.
these ties. If you use these ties, it'll probably destroy the mask because they don't stretch or anything. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Like it's true, it's t-shirt material. That's what this legitimately is. It's hard.
Yes.
It doesn't really
So
come across, but
anyway,
keep talking.
the the last thing I wanted to mention was the possibility because there's a picture of them in a movie theater, like a looked like an abandoned movie theater with a stab display, and there was an empty display case, which people were theorizing is a costume that was gone. Was there mannequins or something in the photos? So they're thinking that they're displaying the original killers, and then someone.
Actually,
What's
like
the other
this, it
one you're
doesn't really
holding in your
make
hand? Is that the
China.
China? Okay.
China. Okay. All right. China.
So there was theories that they were taking the robes from the originals, and they show a robe.
Which would be in an evidence locker. Side note,
Exactly.
after the
Any
murders were
like
committed.
I said, Brandon, it's a movie. Of course, I know I understand Scream is smart
But
and
even
meta, but it's
Halloween,
also a movie.
like Halloween 2018 even mentioned that the mask came from an evidence locker, though. You know what I'm saying?
So I don't know what the hell they were doing,
See
but
the
anyway,
size
my
difference?
yeah. Oh, I could tell when you were holding it, you took it out of the bag, like the Ziploc bag. But the whole point of that one
Big
image,
difference.
yes, is that we go back to the sparkle robe in this particular in this particular image, and very good. The robe that he was wearing in the subway, he, she, whatever it is, uh, the quality of the trailer. I try to watch it on like five
Day.
different like accounts, in the highest quality just to see, and it looked like it was all black. But the one photo of the zombie mask, it's back to a sparkly robe,
Mm-hmm.
but the gloves are not attached, and they're not sparkly gloves either.
Right.
So I don't know what robe this is, what they're trying to say
I
it
don't
is.
know or care.
It is what it is. But anyways, guys, that's just two Scream fans trying to stretch something out of this minute long teaser that showed us nothing. But the photos showed more, so
Correct.
we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Ghostface had a gun in a bodega.
Yep. The shotgun. He did. Hardy store. We'll see what happens
Yep.
there. It's probably not a real ghost face. It's hard to know though. With Scream or Scream 5, which they should have just called it that. If they're gonna call this one Scream 6 officially, they should have
Yeah.
just called the last one Scream 5.
It's a requel though.
But yeah, and this one's not. It's a legit sequel, this one. Um, so I was like apprehensive because I saw how they were changing the robes into being non-sparkle and having the detached gloves and it being like threads dangling
Very
from it
fray.
and
Like
shit.
they cut it themselves and
Mm-hmm.
fashioned it because like somebody theorized or like gave some explanation that isn't in the movie, but that after, years of terror in Woodsboro, they stopped selling these costumes. It's a taboo thing. They had to make their own. I don't buy it.
I don't know. Sure. It still worked in the movie. It worked on screen, and so it didn't really bother me. So honestly, when it comes to the ropes and stuff, I don't really care anymore as long as they don't have the ties dangling out of the mask or anything too crazy like that because it seems to work on screen. And some of them are sparkly again, like you mentioned. So we'll see what happens. Fun fact, the whole reason they were sparkly to begin with is because you couldn't see them on screen, especially when they were in the dark. So you could only see the mask and you couldn't actually see the costume. So now, like adding the sparkliness to it, then you could always see the costume in the dark. But that was with film, and now we use digital. So
And
maybe that
exactly. I
didn't really
mean,
matter
you were
anymore.
seeing in the theater, it still would look good, but then in the 90s, you're watching it on home video, which is VHS, and on TV, it's not
Yeah,
going to look very good. You're not going to be able to see it. So, yeah. But that was really
correct.
all I had to say until they release a
That's
full
all I had to
theatrical
say.
trailer.
Yep.
I wish I had more to say about it because I mean, I've been very excited since they mentioned it, but whatever. We shall see in a mere few
We
months, my
shall
friend.
see. Oh, and I mean, I should have mentioned this first. This mask here was probably produced in like 1993, which means it's
Mm,
40 years old. Does that make sense? Almost, right?
you say 40?
30 years old. I'm not
Don't
good at
date
math.
yourself that
Don't you
much.
judge me. Okay, yeah. So it's 30 years old. How rotten is this thing?
It looks like Halloween 2018.
Uh, right. Yeah. It's surprise, it's not rotten at all. So that was my final point.
Very good.
The Thick Daddy.
Bye, everybody.
All right, that's it. Bye, everybody.